Hello, and thank you for taking the time to view our demonstration on EMS Mobile 2.0. In this experience, you'll notice that we've moved to a conversation platform within our profile that allows the application to guide the user to complete a reservation, view events, and other aspects of the product. As you can see from the front screen here, I have a couple conversations already in progress, but let's start a new one. You'll notice that there are some immediate actions that I can perform, such as booking a meeting space, booking a workspace, booking with a QR code, viewing my events, or even browsing locations. In the demonstration today, we'll examine each of these and have a quick understanding of how they can work in your organization. Keep in mind that most of the items you see on here are labels, and they can be adjusted based on the configuration within your system. Since this is a conversation that we are having with the tool set, you'll note that there are always buttons down below that allow us to go back, undo what we've done, or to close out the current conversation or start a new one. In our first example, we'll start by viewing my events. Clicking on the View My Events conversation tab will allow me to see the current bookings I have for today. I have none for Thursday the 21st. However, my next and up and coming appointment is Friday the 22nd from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. and it is a workspace booking. By default, we only go forward 14 days. In most cases, when I've seen what I need to see, an I'm done or completed icon will appear to allow me to exit out of this area and continue with the conversation. If I needed to start a new conversation or perform additional actions, I simply click the plus and begin with the assistant again. In our next example, I'm going to go ahead and browse for locations. The system will provide detailed information about spaces and availability. By default, we include the scope of access that you've provided for this user. If I simply choose to show availability, I'll be presented with a calendar view of all the spaces and items that are available or in use at that time. You'll note here that my access does not allow me to see what events are happening in those rooms. It only allows me to see that those rooms, locations, desks, or spaces are active or inactive at that time. You'll note that because these are private, I can't actually click on those items. They will not present me with any additional information. If I need to find a specific location or information about it, a single click can provide that functionality. We immediately do a search on available rooms within my profile that I am allowed to use or see, and I can quickly scroll through or use the search option to type in what I need. If I have a room that I want to find, I can see details such as the availability, the time zone it's in, the coding it uses, and the room type. If I wish to view features of that room, I can click into that as well and get a detailed list of any items that are already available in the room. If I wish to see more information about a location, perhaps I need something that provides floor plan detail, I can also do that if the floor plan is provided. For example, in this one, I will have a room diagram visibility as well as the location on the map. With the View Room Diagram, I can get a pinpoint of the location on a map. This room diagram will present itself as an image of the floor plan you've provided to EMS. And if the room is detailed or specified on a specific floor, we'll indicate that with a pinpoint. Let's start a new conversation and actually create a new appointment. In my example here, I'm going to go ahead and book a workspace. This could be a student desk, a library item, a workspace or hoteling desk, or an office. The idea behind booking a workspace is that the intent of this is to quickly and easily find a space for a day's worth of work. I'll go ahead and ask the assistant to book a workspace, and it will default a few things for me. Initially, it defaults my time period to my preferred 1-hour booking, and it moves ahead to the next available day. My default building for Billie is the Denver Administrative Building, and it does know who I am, so it populates my name as the host or the owner of that reservation. The one thing that the assistant is asking for is that you need to add at least one room in order to make this workspace doable. I'm going to go ahead and update my time here to be an 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. meeting. That will allow me to update my meeting and find rooms that are available during that period of time. The system knows that my building is always going to be Denver. However, I can change that using the filter options here. And it does show me that workspace 1 through 7, as well as scrolling down to 8 are available. I'll choose workspace 1 as my choice. It will confirm that for me right here. This room does offer the ability to have capacity of 4. Now, in this example, we may have restrictions that require this information. However, we can also make the assumption that this is a one-person room and bypass this step through configuration. The system will validate all of the information you've provided, and if there are no details missing, it will allow you to submit the reservation. When the reservation is submitted, you'll get an indicator on the device itself, as well as a confirmation email will be sent to your primary email address. Let's start a new example. Today, I need to book a meeting space for a few colleagues. In doing so, I'll choose to book a meeting space. This will present a different layer of options for me than booking a desk, in that it will require a room choice, and it will also automatically move my timer to the next available time slot. I'm going ahead and choose to update my meeting time one more time to say that I need a 9:30 to 11 meeting. Once I've updated that, I can begin to add attendees, add a room, or simply submit the reservation. In this case, I'll want to add a room. And as the Denver room was my primary choice, I'm going to go ahead and choose Conference Room 1. Conference Room 1 now has been updated in my locations, my attendees, etc. But I do need to add my team. So I can go ahead and do so, choosing Add Attendee. It does search ahead, so as I type someone's name, it will find their information, and I'll choose Joe Morales, my coworker. Adding that attendee will now add that information into the system, and I can go ahead and submit my reservation. This particular reservation is Exchange enabled, which means that not only will this appear on my device, it will also appear in my calendar and simultaneously invite Joe Morales to the event. Looking at what we've done so far, I've booked a test meeting on the 22nd. I've booked a workspace at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I did view some current bookings. Anything that is marked as blue has been completed successfully, indicating that I've created 3 successful meetings. Anything that does not have the blue dot indicates that this is an active conversation with the assistant, and I can continue where I left off. If I click into View Current Bookings, for example, you'll note that earlier in the demonstration, we showed the My Bookings or View My Events. This is showing my current bookings, limiting it to February of 2021. By clicking I'm done, I will have told the system that I no longer need this conversation. I've received the information I needed. If there were a situation where I needed to clean something up, I do have a profile button up at the top where I can manage my accounts, clean up my conversations, or even review the trash. Cleaning up conversations is as simple as choosing the option that you want. If I want to restore those, I can simply click Show Completed Conversations, and they will return to show me all the actions that I performed historically up to a limited amount. With the EMS Assistant, there are also the capabilities of using a book with QR code. And if I am using a mobile device, clicking Start Scanning will activate my camera to allow me to scan a QR code. However, if I don't know or don't have a camera active, I can type in the manual code that exists below the QR code. Finally, under the Browse Locations area, the current scope is all locations as mentioned before. However, I did want to bring to light that there are some filters that can provide easy functionality for your users to find exactly the space they're looking for. Perhaps they need a specific room feature like a whiteboard or a TV, DVD player, or even a network connection. Selecting those items will limit your room features and also allow you to review or see any additional availability. So by choosing that filter, I can show availability, and I will now only see locations that have those particular features in them. If I want to, I can go back and continue to add more filters, or I can find locations specifically limited in a list view that will indicate which rooms have those options. Once I've selected a location, I can of course view the availability, the features, the diagram, and the location of that. This concludes the demonstration of the EMS Mobile 2.0 application. If there are any further questions or more information is needed, please feel free to reach out to your account executive here at Accruent. Thank you.